true story of the big bad wolf.
Or The Three Little Pigs.
Yeah.
By Jon Scieska. All right. Here we go. The true story of the Three Little Pigs. This is told by the wolf's perspective, Apollo? Is that right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs. Or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Owl. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. It's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. Is that true, Paula? Would they think you're big and bad? Because you eat cheeseburgers?
No.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. Sneeze plus sugar. This is the real story. This is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold. I ran out of sugar. Oh no, he ran out of sugar? So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? Would you do that, Apollo?
No.
Oh,
I
well,
would build it out of wood.
maybe this wolf has a point then. So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, Little pig, are you in?" No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake, and that's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. Pshoo! And I sneezed a great sneeze. And you know what? That whole darn house of straw fell down. And right there in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying around in the straw, so I ate him up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there, waiting for you. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house, and this neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not by much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the doorbell on the stick house, but nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in?" He yelled back, "Go away, wolf! You can't come in! I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin! Shaving the hairs on his chinny chin chin? Does that sound realistic, Apollo?
No.
I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed, and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed. A great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. And when the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. That's how it happened. Now. You know, food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again.
Think. Or he could have just given it to an animal that was too hungry.
Yeah, well, he ate a second piggy dinner. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better, and I still didn't have the cup of sugar for my dear old Granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother, and he must have been the brains of the family because he had built his house of brick. Now I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little porker answered? He said, Get out of here! Wolf, don't bother me again. That is kind of rude. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear sweet old Granny's birthday cake. What a pig! I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake, when I felt my cold coming on, and I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed once again. Chew! Then the third little pig yelled, And your old granny can't sit on a pin, or your old granny can sit on a pin. That pig insulted his granny? Now, I'm usually pretty calm. I am a calm fellow. But when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little bit crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down that pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. Achoo! The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner, and they figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all of the huff and puff and blow your nose down, or house down, and then they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. That is the real story. I was framed.
What does framed mean?
That means he was set up. He didn't really do it. Somebody set him up. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar, hey? Would you loan this wolf a cup of sugar?
No.
Do you think he was framed?
No.
No. Do you think he was trying to eat the pigs?
No.
Oh, you don't think so? I bet you he was. I bet you he wanted to eat them the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, let's tell the internet land adios.
It's just this excuse so he could get out of jail.
Yeah, they put him in jail because he actually was trying to eat the pigs, huh?
Yeah.
All right, ready to tell internet land adios?
Adios.
Adios!